Good morning, Wall Street winners. It is Monday, November the 25th, and we have a short week this week ahead of us, but it should be a good week and a busy week. If we turn our attention to the markets in the Bloomberg app, you can see that all three of the U.S. indices are in the green, and they're talking about this being, they're referring to this as a Scott Bessent bump, and Scott Bessent is the individual hedge fund manager from Wall Street who has been named U.S. Treasury Secretary in the new Trump administration. And although this could be a bump based upon that and the confidence around having someone from Wall Street and having his pedigree in the hedge fund space running the U.S. Treasury, I think this is also a lot to do with the U.S. Thanksgiving. And usually, in my experience, there's a run up prior to the Wednesday or Thursday when the markets are officially closed, but Wednesday when things slow down of the U.S. Thanksgiving week. So as we head into that holiday, I'd expect markets to do well, at least today and tomorrow. I'm not sure what Wednesday will hold, but I'm banking on markets doing very well today and tomorrow, and going to and made some purchases Friday, as I alluded to in last week's video, to kind of lean into that trade. If you're liking these videos, by the way, please hit the like and subscribe button. I put one out a day, and then I do release some shorts as well. So I hope you're getting some value out of this, and I hope I'm able to help you get your money working for you. That's the goal here, is so that you have to work less and your money can work more. In terms of economic activity this week, we've got a few things on the calendar. First of all, if we roll back to today, we're going to hear from the Chicago Fed at 8:30, the Dallas Fed Manufacturing Business Index at 10:30, and then there's some 3-month, 6-month, and 2-year bill auctions, Treasury bill auctions in the U.S. Tomorrow, we've got building permits coming out. We also have the CB consumer confidence for November, and we have new home sales for October, and those are going to come out at 10 a.m. tomorrow. And then finally on Wednesday, before we head into the holiday, one of the big ones is the core PCE price index month over month for October. So we're going to be keeping our eye out for that. And GDP quarter over quarter growth for Q3 in the US, as well as durable goods orders month over month for October. So that's kind of what's on our radar here. We've got initial jobless claims as well coming out Wednesday. That'll be out at 8:30. So we'll keep an eye out for that. And then there's some Fed speak that is going to come out and be announced as well. Let's flip over to the Yahoo app and take a look at where things are going. One other big piece of news this morning on the Canadian front, CI Financial, which is Canada, I believe it's Canada's largest mutual fund company and wealth advisor organization. They've just announced that they're going to go private, and their shares are soaring in the pre-market, up about 33% or more, based on the the privatization from an Abu Dhabi organization. So we'll keep an eye out on what transpires there, but the independent board members have voted for that, in favor of that. We can see here that crude oil is down, but still above 70 cents and really close to 71. So interesting here, if you take a look at the news section on Bloomberg, you can see that there's some talk of a ceasefire being close to being done between Israel and Hamas. So we'll see if that materializes. If it does, we could see oil come down based upon that, and the peace that will be derived from that. So it'll be far less likely that Iranian wells will be targeted by Israeli missiles, which has been a threat to date. We take a look at the VIX. The VIX is down below 15, so that is a really good indicator going into this week. So let's take a look at where we are. Costco is up $6 and change in the pre-market. They're near like record highs right now. They have done extremely well. This was a stock in the 890s less than a month ago. It's now looking like it's going to hit the 970s or higher. Lulu's making a comeback as well. So this was a stock down in the mid 200s. in the last 6 months. It's got hit hard this year. Hasn't been a great stock to be in for the majority of this year, unless you got into it about 3 months ago when it started to make a comeback. And it's now up, looking like it's going to get into the 320s. Walmart continues to climb. All of these are interesting to me. Home Depot is up as well, $10, or was up $10 Friday. It's up $5 this morning in the pre-market, and Walmart up a couple as well. The concern here is with the new administration, I think this run up in retail, although it could last certainly throughout the end of this calendar year, and we do have firms like Costco announcing on December 12th, so they're a couple weeks out from making an announcement, but the risk factor here is tariffs. And maybe with Scott Bessent as the Treasury Secretary, that risk diminishes, and that's why these are taking a bit of a run here. But it could also be spending around the holiday season, because the U.S. consumer has been extremely strong and active in keeping the economy moving forward in the U.S. You can also see in the pre-market here, healthcare, Humana up almost $15. Looks like it's going to get back up into the 300 level, so that's a positive sign for that organization. It's taken a big hit earlier this year as well. And then we've got transport. If consumers are doing well, transport should do well. So you can see that these had made a recovery Friday. Looks like one of them, at least JB Hunt, is up in the pre-market. And then we have oil. Crude oil is down, and yet almost all oil stocks are up in the pre-market. So that's interesting. I would expect that if crude was off, then our oil stocks would be in the red, but it's the exact opposite. So we may see that turn in the next 27 minutes as we go into the open. I'd be keeping an eye out on that. I wouldn't be buying oil, certainly in the pre-market, when it's green and crude is red. I'd be waiting to see crude turn. Hopefully crude turns, gets up to the $71, $72 level and continues its climb into January into the $75, $80 level, but we'll have to wait and see what happens there. In technology, it's almost green across the screen. And this is what I mean by Thanksgiving turkey bird rally. You've got Micron up. It's over 100. Thankfully, it was down in the 90s last week. NVIDIA only up slightly. CrowdStrike up significantly on Friday, up again today. Palantir looks like it's getting back into the 67 all-time high range. You've got Apple's not really moving outside of that. It will today, outside of the 220 range. Looks like it's going to hit the 230s. I'm not a huge fan of Apple right now. I think it's a great company, but from a stock perspective, I think there's still a lot of better options out there right now. Net up in the hundreds, now at 104, looking like it's going to go to 106. That's an outstanding move there. And then as we scroll down and take a look at other big movers, one of the ones that I'd be putting some money into right now is Microsoft. With Microsoft down in the less than 420, I think it's super attractive. That's a stock that I think by Wednesday will be at 430, maybe 440, based on this Thanksgiving rally that I'm calling it. You've got your ARM and ON both up in the semiconductor. AMD is up. Scrolling down further, looking for some big moves. MongoDB is up. And then Tesla's up. It was up Friday. It's up again pretty big today. Meta has been hit hard. This is a stock that I have been buying in the 550s, knowing that it's going to get back to the 600s. I think it could get there as early as mid-December with the reshuffling and the Santa Claus rally that's anticipated or happens every year. But if it doesn't, I expect to hold that into January or early February when they announce their earnings. And I am confident this stock is going to get up into the 625 range by that time. So I am a big, big fan of Meta right now. Their investments and what they're doing in AI is kind of under the radar, which is a good thing, because once they announce it and people start understanding how powerful this company is in the AI space, it's going to be a bit of a rocket ship, in my opinion, like NVIDIA has been. NVIDIA is on a bit of a pullback. I mean, down Friday, down a little today, only 5 cents, but I think it'll go green today. Google got hit hard with that Department of Justice case. I've been buying Google as well. I think it's on sale right now. So I'm looking at the Google stock price thinking this is a value buy. So I've been stocking up on that. I've also been stocking up on TSM. Looking at it in the 180s. It's still in the 190s is great. It's looking like it's going to open up in the 187, 188 range. And if it does, that's an incredible buy. It's going to be a $220 stock by the new year, if not sooner, based on what it's doing with earnings as well. Then we get down into financials. And before we look through our list of financials, let's look at CI Mutual or CI Financial and see what CI Financial is doing. I think it's CIX is the symbol, and that does not look like it. So CI Financial. It's going to be on the Toronto. So where are we here? Cincinnati. Okay, interesting that that's not coming up. It should display. Here we go. What's this? So let's look at the headline and then CI. Yeah, so they're offering a 33% upside and taking it private. Looks like the board is in support of that. No link to the stock. Anyway, we'll keep an eye out. Oh, there it is. CIXF. CIXF. Nope, that is not it. All right, well, we'll leave that one alone. We can look that up when we're not recording the video. If we go down to our financial stocks here, we've got SoFi. SoFi is looking like it's going to break through $16. Again, this was a $5 stock, almost $6, but so I'll call it a $6 stock less than 3 months ago. This thing is on a tear to triple in 3 months. I hope you have been benefiting from that. Then we've got others down here. JP Morgan up as well, looking like it's going to get to 250. That's incredible. M&T Bank was down in the 140s 6 months ago. It's now up at the 220s. So obviously that regional banking crisis and the fears around that a year ago March, definitely well beyond us at this point. The only one down here Friday was Morgan Stanley. It's up in the pre-market, and then Goldman is up in the 600s. So financials are definitely on the move upwards today, as is really the rest of the market. So good luck with your trades today. And if you're liking the videos, please hit the like and subscribe.